The first time I used red light therapy, I wasn't expecting much. I had heard the buzz. Athletes were using it for recovery, biohackers were calling it a game changer for energy, and spa clinics were charging a small fortune for 20-minute sessions, promising tighter skin and better sleep. I was skeptical. But I was also tired, deeply, cellularly tired in a way that green smoothies and meditation weren't fixing. So I stood in front of the panel, just 10 minutes a day. Quiet, eyes closed. The warmth wasn't even from heat. It was this gentle sense of something changing inside. Subtle, not dramatic, but after 2 weeks, I noticed my skin was brighter. My brain fog had lifted just slightly. My sleep, which had been shallow and fractured, began to deepen, and I felt like my body, finally, had a little more fuel in the tank. That small shift led me to dig deeper, to understand what was really happening beneath the surface of this red light. For many people, red light therapy seems too simple to be real. How can standing in front of light help your energy, your inflammation, your hormones, your skin? But when you understand the biology, it makes complete sense. Red light therapy works not because it hacks the body, but because it supports the most fundamental unit of life, your cells. More specifically, your mitochondria. When red and near-infrared light at specific wavelengths enters the body, usually between 600 and 850 nanometers, it penetrates deep into tissues. Red light stays more superficial, which is why it's great for skin, while near-infrared reaches deeper into muscles, joints, even organs. These light wavelengths stimulate an enzyme in your mitochondria called cytochrome EAC oxidase. That enzyme plays a central role in the electron transport chain, which is how your cells produce ATP, your body's energy currency. What red light is doing essentially is giving your mitochondria more fuel to work with, more efficiency to produce energy, and a signal to repair and reduce oxidative stress. That's why the benefits are so broad. It doesn't treat one specific condition. It enhances cellular function across many systems. Wherever there's inflammation, mitochondrial dysfunction, or slowed tissue repair, red light therapy can step in and support the body's natural healing process. It's not a thermal therapy. The benefits don't come from heat, like with a sauna. It's the photobiomodulation effect, the interaction between light photons and your cellular machinery that triggers a biological cascade of effects: better ATP production, reduced inflammation, improved circulation, and gene expression that supports healing. And the science behind it is not fringe. NASA first studied red light therapy in the 1990s to help astronauts recover tissue damage in zero gravity. Since then, clinical studies have explored its use in wound healing, pain reduction, skin rejuvenation, and even brain health. But none of that matters if you don't feel the difference in your own body. That's where this therapy really shines, when it's used properly, consistently, and in partnership with what your body truly needs. What's fascinating about red light therapy is just how broad its benefits can be. Once you understand that it's working on a cellular level, boosting energy production, reducing inflammation, you begin to see why it shows up in so many areas of health. Let's start with skin. This is where red light therapy first gained mainstream attention. In clinical settings, red light has been shown to stimulate collagen production, improve skin texture, and speed wound healing. One meta-analysis in seminars in cutaneous medicine and surgery found that red light therapy significantly reduced fine lines, wrinkles, and acne lesions by promoting fibroblast activity, the cells that produce collagen and elastin, Avci et al. 2013. It also increases circulation in the skin, bringing oxygen and nutrients to the surface, which is why people often describe that healthy glow after a session. But the benefits don't stop there. One of the most powerful uses of red light is for reducing inflammation and pain, especially joint pain, muscle soreness, and even chronic pain conditions. Near-infrared light in particular penetrates deep into tissues and reduces inflammatory cytokines while increasing blood flow to affected areas. In multiple randomized controlled trials, people with osteoarthritis, low back pain, and post-workout soreness experienced a significant pain reduction with regular red light therapy. Then there's hormone health, where this therapy is starting to gain even more traction. Emerging studies suggest that near-infrared light, when applied to the thyroid gland, may help reduce inflammation in autoimmune thyroiditis and support better conversion of T4 to T3. 1. Brazilian studies showed that patients with Hashimoto's who used red light therapy saw a decrease in thyroid peroxidase antibodies and were able to reduce or eliminate medication. Hufling et al., 2010. For men, red light therapy applied to the testes has shown early evidence of increasing testosterone production, likely due to improved mitochondrial activity and circulation in Leydig cells. And perhaps most exciting, red light therapy's role in brain health. Because near-infrared light can cross the blood-brain barrier, studies have explored its use in treating traumatic brain injury, depression, and cognitive decline. Researchers like Dr. Margaret Nazer at Boston University have found that red light therapy, applied to the forehead, improved memory, sleep, and attention in patients with traumatic brain injuries. We're still in the early stages of understanding just how powerful light is as a therapeutic input, but what we know now is already enough to make it one of the most versatile, non-invasive tools for healing. That's the science, but let's bring it back to real life. For me, red light therapy has become a daily ritual. I use it first thing in the morning while doing breathwork or journaling. I position the panel about 6 to 12 inches away and aim for 10 to 15 minutes on my face, chest, and thyroid. On days when I'm feeling run down or inflamed, I'll add another session in the afternoon or target specific joints. What I've found is that it stacks beautifully with other practices. When paired with lymphatic movement, grounding, or sauna, the results compound. It's not just a tool, it becomes a system of support. One of my clients came to me after years of a fatigue that hadn't responded to the usual adrenal support protocols. We started slowly, first focusing on drainage, mitochondrial nutrients, and nervous system regulation. But once we added red light therapy 3 times a week, she began noticing changes: deeper sleep, more energy in the morning, less joint stiffness. For her, red light wasn't the solution, it was the amplifier. It gave her cells the push they needed to respond to the other supports we had in place. That's where I see red light therapy fitting best. Not as a magic solution, but as a powerful catalyst. It works best when the body is supported holistically. If your detox pathways are open, if your nervous system is calm, and if your nutrients are in place, red light can elevate all of it. It becomes a multiplier, and most importantly, it puts the power back in your hands. With a small investment and the right guidance, you can use light to shift how your body heals, repairs, and thrives without depending on external interventions. As with anything that gains popularity quickly, red light therapy has accumulated its fair share of myths, marketing exaggerations, and misuses. And I want to clear a few of those up because this tool is powerful, but only when used with intention. The biggest myth I hear is that more is better. That if 10 minutes is good, 30 must be better. Or that doing it every day, multiple times a day, will speed up results. The reality is red light therapy follows a biphasic dose response, which means small, consistent doses produce beneficial effects, but beyond a certain point, the benefits plateau or even reverse. Too much exposure can increase oxidative stress or desensitize the cells. This is light medicine. It needs to be dosed like medicine. Another misuse is choosing the wrong type of device. Not all red light panels are created equal. Many of the inexpensive models you find online don't have the correct wavelengths, or worse, they lack the power irradiance to actually deliver therapeutic benefit. You could stand in front of one for 30 minutes and still not receive the dose your tissues need. That's why it's worth investing in a device with verified 660 nanometers red and 850 nanometers near-infrared output with clinical-grade irradiance. Without that, you're just bathing in a colored light, not healing. Then there's the risk of improper use. Red light is generally safe, but there are precautions. Eye safety is important, especially with near-infrared light, which is invisible but still penetrates. While some exposure can be beneficial for eye health under supervision, most people should use eye protection to avoid cumulative damage. Also, red light shouldn't be used over active cancers, untreated hyperthyroidism, or in individuals with light sensitivity disorders unless working with a practitioner. And it's important to remember that red light therapy is not a substitute for lifestyle. It won't override poor sleep, chronic stress, or nutritional deficiencies. It won't fix a broken system overnight. What it does do is amplify healing when your body is already being supported at the foundational level. When people skip those basics, hydration, minerals, sleep, nourishment, they often blame the light when they don't see results. But the light isn't the missing piece, it's the enhancer. So where does that leave us? Red light therapy is one of the most researched, low-risk, high-reward tools we have for improving cellular function. It's accessible, it's non-invasive. And when used properly, It supports a range of healing processes, from reducing inflammation to improving energy, skin quality, and hormonal balance. But it works best when it's integrated into a broader approach to health. The truth is, your cells already want to heal. Your body already knows how to repair. Red light doesn't override biology. It supports it. It's a nudge, a signal, a spark that reminds your body what it's capable of. And when you combine that with daily practices that move your lymph, regulate your nervous system, nourish your mitochondria, and bring you into presence, something beautiful happens. You begin to shift not just how you feel, but how you live inside your body. Less resistance, more vitality, more clarity. It's not about chasing hacks. It's about supporting what already works. Here is the final segment of your red light therapy episode, Actionable Steps. This section is designed to empower your listeners with practical, immediately usable guidance that reflects your voice, clear, grounded, and confidence building. If you're curious about trying red light therapy, you don't need to wait until everything is perfect. But you do need to begin with clarity and simplicity. Here's how to start using red light safely, effectively, and consistently. Step 1, choose a high-quality device. Look for panels or handheld units that emit light at 660 nanometers for RID and 850 nanometers for near-infrared. These are the most well-studied therapeutic wavelengths. The device should also list its irradiance, how much light actually reaches your body. Ideally, that's at least 100 milliwatts per square centimeter at a 6 to 12-inch distance. Brands that invest in third-party testing and medical-grade output are worth the investment. Step 2, start slow. Begin with 5 to 10 minutes per treatment area. Position the panel about 6 to 12 inches from your skin and don't exceed 20 minutes in a single session unless guided by a practitioner. Most people benefit from using red light 3 to 5 times a week, especially in the early stages of a cellular repair. Step 3, protect your eyes if needed. Some people find the light too intense. Others may have conditions where eye protection is recommended. Near-infrared light is invisible but still powerful, so if you're using it around your face, consider wearing goggles unless you've been specifically cleared to go without. Step 4, time it right. Use red light at times when your body is ready to receive it. Morning sessions help reinforce circadian rhythm, energize your mitochondria, and improve mood. Post-workout sessions support muscle recovery and reduce inflammation. Just avoid late-night use near your face if you're sensitive to stimulation. Step 5, track your response. Give it at least 2 to 4 weeks of consistent use before evaluating. Look for changes in sleep quality, energy levels, skin clarity, joint comfort, or recovery time. These shifts are often gradual but noticeable over time. Your body will tell you what's working if you're paying attention. And lastly, remember that red light therapy isn't a standalone solution. It's part of a system. Inside the Living Simpler Collective, we talk a lot about stacking therapies, layering tools like red light, lymph support, detox, and breathwork in a way that fits your life and supports your long-term healing. If you're looking for guidance, structure, and a place to ask the deeper questions about your health, that's what we're here for. The light is just a starting point. The real shift happens when you begin to live in alignment with your biology, when you treat your body not like a project to fix, but like a partner in healing. So start where you are, light up your cells, and trust the process.